One time, a Muslim sage and his student were traveling through a village. They were very hungry. They saw a house nearby and knocked on the door. A man came out to them wearing shabby clothes. He looked poor, and his house was in a bad condition. The sage said to the man, "We are very hungry. Can you give us something to eat?" The man welcomed them into his house and fed him something. After eating, the wise man noticed that there was fertile land nearby, but the crops were neglected, and it seemed that the man did not pay much attention to them. The wise man asked the man, "How do you earn a living?" The man replied, "I have a buffalo that gives a lot of milk. I sell this milk to support my family." When night fell, the wise man asked the man to allow them to stay in his house that night, and the man agreed. In the middle of the night, the wise man woke up his student and said, "Let us leave this place now and take the buffalo with us." The student did not like what his teacher said. The man was very kind to Ma, and the buffalo was his only source of livelihood. But he obeyed his teacher, and they took the buffalo and left quietly. Many years have passed since this. The accident remained, and the student was affected by it for years. One day he decided to visit the man, so he went to the village. When he approached the man's fields, he was surprised to see that the barren fields were now full of fruit trees. He could not believe his eyes. Meanwhile, he saw the man coming towards him. He greeted and said, "Do you remember Karni? Years ago, my teacher and I met and stayed together. At your house for one night, the man was happy to meet him and invited him to his house. He said, 'That night, my buffalo disappeared. I looked for it everywhere, but I did not find it. I did not know what to do. Then I went to the forest and started cutting wood and selling it. I used the money I earned to buy some seeds and planted them in my fields. The crop was, well, that year I used the money to plant fruit trees. Now my business has become prosperous, and I am the largest fruit merchant in this area. Sometimes I think that if I had not lost my buffalo that night, all of this would not have happened." The student said, "But you could have done this work even before losing your buffalo." The man answered "At that time, my life was easy without hard work, and I did not think about working hard because selling milk was enough for my daily needs. I never realized that I could achieve so much. If we look at our lives, we will find that there are many things in our lives that prevent us from achieving greatness, as in this story, it was the buffalo. The reason for a man's laziness prevents him from making efforts and progressing in his life. Likewise, there are many buffaloes in our lives that prevent us from progressing, such as the comfort zone, laziness, bad habits, and the fear of change. If you have any of these buffaloes in your life, get rid of them today itself, because unless you are freed from these buffaloes, you will never discover your true potential, use your abilities, break free from laziness, and achieve great things in your life.